Hey everybody, my name's Dennis. Thanks for stopping by Quack This Way. Today I want to cover the 4 reasons why I am really contemplating switching from Canon to the Sony A7C. Let's talk about it. So today I've just been thinking where am I? I'm in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, on a business trip. Came up here to do some testing. I had some time on my hands. I was out on an airfield actually, and testing was going on, and I couldn't help, so I was just kind of waiting around. And I was just really thinking about cameras and watching some YouTube videos, and the thought just keeps running through my head now as people are getting the A7Cs, as they're getting the A7S3s, and seeing the specs on them, and I'm actually amazed by these cameras. I am a Canon shooter. I have 2 Canon cameras and quite a bit of lenses. I started with the Canon SL2, had that for a year, bought some of the cheaper EFS lenses, and then upgraded to an EOS R, full frame mirrorless camera, which I really like. I've been using it also for about a year. I've been in videography for about 2.5 years, 2.5 years. And those are the 2 cameras that I've been using. And I've been excited, and I think they look great. I think they do a great job. But as I look at all the videos and I watch people talk about these new Sony cameras, the A7C and also the A7S3, I just feel that I'm missing out on some things. Not that the EOS R isn't capable, but there's reasons why I want the A7C specifically. So let's go through them. Number 1, full frame 4K. I have 4K on the EOS R, but it's not full frame. It crops into 1.7 crop, and that impacts a lot of things. It impacts the lenses I use, how wide a view I can get, and low light. If I'm not using the full sensor, then it's not doing as well in low light capabilities. The A7C does amazing in low light. Amazing. I've seen the samples. I've seen even using the A7 III with my church. That's what they use. That thing does amazing in low light. And it's basically, the A7C is basically the same thing. So, low light. Amazing. Number 2, no record limits. I shoot with these Canons. They both stop at 30 minutes. I shoot long form content sometimes. I shoot a talk show called The King Show. I want you to check that out, the link above. And it goes for an hour sometimes, right? And I'm filming, and then I have to set up 2 cameras, and then I have to be watching to make sure that when it stops that I hit record again. Makes it difficult in post to line up everything, where if I was able to record 1 clip all the way through, syncing would be so much easier instead of having to syncing a bunch of clips on top of each other, making sure our separate cameras cover those gaps. I wouldn't have to do that, but I do. So it would also make recording like video podcasts, which are very common these days, so much more easy, and that's what I want. Number 3, autofocus. The A7C's autofocus works amazing. I've seen it. Eye track, face track, you just touch the screen and it's able to move around and track the thing. And they fixed the issue of connecting an external monitor. Right, there was a bunch of issues with Sony connecting external monitors, and that's all gone with the A7C and the A7S3, which is great. I love to be able to do that. I depend on autofocus. It's a lot of filmmakers like to use manual focus. That's not me. I like to be able to click on it. I like it to be able to track. I like to be able to use, when I use a gimbal, be able to click something and keep it in focus automatically without me trying to have to keep it in focus, and which is great. I like to be able to, if I'm shooting from a tripod and I'm shooting a subject, I can set the tripod on, click on the face, hit record, and as the person moves around, just like I am right now on this Canon, right, it's going to automatically track me and stay in focus. The last thing, number 4, is the color. The color now, I think, looks amazing. They fixed the colors and the issues. It's not perfect, right? But for me, I think it looks great. You're able to color grade it really easy. You're able to even use, I think in the A7C, the standard profile. It looks great, right? Which is minimal work, which for me is what I like to do. I like to be able to film it. I like to be done. I don't want to do a bunch of color grading on it, and I want to be done. So, recap, 4 reasons. Number 1, full frame 4K. Number 2, no record limits. Number 3, The autofocus works great now in Canon. If I didn't mention that it has eye autofocus, continue autofocus in video mode. And then 4, they fix the colors. Now I kind of mentioned this already with the full frame part, but number 5, or a bonus as I would say, it's just so great in low light. I film and do lots of things in low light. I work in a church and I do recap videos. I shouldn't say I work, right? But I volunteer to film videos, and the Sonys just do so much better in low light. I just want that capability, where the Canon, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. I think I can do pretty well, right? When I get the subjects on stage where there's lights on them, it looks good. But if I'm trying to get crowd shots in the dark, it's just horrible. Now, I haven't made my decision yet. It is a lot harder if I'd have to sell everything, because I don't have the money to just go buy new cameras. So I'd have 2 cameras and like about 5 different lenses that I could try and sell and collect that money to go buy. But not only do I need to get a $1,800 body, I would also need some lenses. And right now I have 2 cameras, which is really what I want. And I don't think I'd be able to afford 2 A7Cs. But we'll see. It's something I'm going to think about. Maybe I'll sell just the EOS R and some lenses to get enough money to buy 1 A7C and keep my other camera. I don't know. It's really hard to tell what I'm going to do. Whether I'm going to do it, whether I want to take the time to do it, or just work with what I got. Because I think I can keep making content with what I got. And maybe I'll just hold everything with what I got, save money, and then before I need to make another purchase, switch to Sony and go that route. Thanks for stopping by, and remember, love God, love people. God bless.